West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
TV, how's everybody doing? Well, tonight is the last day of February, the last day of African American History Month. But here I'm going to have an African American History moment every time I have a show because this history is everyday history. Also, we're going to talk about our hearts. My sisters in the community, we have the highest risk of dying from heart attacks. 39% of us are not aware of our heart disease. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And also, I have some special announcements to make about the Mother's Day tea, May 20th now. The date has been changed to May 20th. We're also going to talk about the North County African American Women's Association Women's Conference. It's going to be at March 11th at the Western Hotel in Carlsbad. And I'll talk about that registration. So we have a lot to talk about. And I'm going to get on my soapbox because there's some things that these young people stop taking advantage of the elderly. So let's get into our show. Now, heart disease they have some unsettling stats. Among Black women ages 20 and older, nearly 59% have cardiovascular disease. 59% of us have the cardiovascular disease. And only 39% of women are aware that their chest pain can cause a sign of a heart attack. Among Black women ages 20 and older, nearly 58% have high blood pressure. We have high blood pressure. You know why? Because of the stress in our diet. We have to watch our salt intake, or sodium, as some people want to say. We have to release our stress. We have to do some kind of physical activity. Now, what I do is I go to the pier on the beach and I walk the pier every other day for 30 minutes. And that's my physical activity. The truth about high blood pressure: more than 40% of non Hispanic Black have high blood pressure, which is more severe in Black than whites, and develops earlier in life. This is a little known fact that is something, if not known and treated in advance, could have led to more romantic first dates for Sharice. So Sharice didn't go to the doctor. And if she had gone to the doctor earlier, she could find out about her high blood pressure. So we have some stats here that we need to look at. Diabetes, smoking, high blood pressure, and cholesterol, physical inactivity, obesity is a family history of heart disease. Isn't that interesting? And it could be a stroke. What's more, Black women have almost 2 times than the risk of a stroke than a Caucasian or white woman, and more likely to die at an early age when compared to women of other ethnicities. So, my sisters, We have to take care of ourselves. I know that we are the nucleus of the family. We have to do everything we have to for our children. We have to go grocery shopping. We have to go to work. We have to go to that church meeting and pray. Sometimes I remember when my children were at all these activities, I would just say, I can't make it tonight. I'll be at home praying, but they need to have their sports activities. But, the word says your family is important to God. So if you have a family, He wants you to do everything right by your family, but also take care of your health. So, ladies, we have to take care of our health. Not just in February, we go get our hearts checked, but we have to get our hearts checked every year. If we feel a chest pain, don't say, oh, it's indigestion. Go to the doctor and see about that pain. If you feel a pain in your shoulder, in your arm, and it's pulsating, go check it out because you want to live a long and happy life to watch your children, your grandchildren grow. And I know smoking, some people have to smoke to get the stress out. Don't do it. Don't do it because that is a contributor to your heart disease, obesity, being fat. Some people don't want me to say that word, but hey, if you're being fat and you're not taking care of your diet, that's another reason why you can have heart disease. I know there's big bone people, but big bone people can eat in moderation. You don't have to eat a whole pie. You can eat two pieces of the pie. So let's take care of ourselves, ladies. We have to. That's important. It's very important. But why is it targeting this population? Researchers found out that they may have a gene that makes Black population much more sensitive to the effects of salt, which in turn listen, increases the risk of developing high blood pressure in people who have this gene. As little as one extra gram, a half a teaspoon, that's a gram, of salt could raise blood pressure as much as 5 millimeters of a mercury, and that's not good. And because I went to the doctor recently, and my doctor was kind of concerned because my blood pressure was 144 over 74. And she said, you have to get that down. She said, you have to get that down. And I said, yes, ma'am. Watch what you eat. Now, I don't eat salt at all. I mean, if the food has salt in it, I don't put any extra salt in it, because some foods you can buy with salt in it. But if you add salt, that's more grams of the sodium on your food. So black women also have the tendency have rates of high obesity and diabetes, which puts them at a greater risk for high blood pressure and heart disease. But for many Black women, particularly those who consider themselves perfectly healthy, the perception may not always be an equal reality. So what's the solution? Oh, we went too far. For starters, lower the amount of salt or sodium you eat. In fact, make a serious effort to improve your eating habits by learning about nearly eating and healthy cooking skills. And of course, if you're not already active, get active. I just told you that. We have to get active. We have to get active. Now, I love French fries, and I can't have a lot of French fries because that raises my potassium level in my body. So I just take a few French fries, and I try to ask them, don't put salt on them because It can raise up my blood pressure. I know that for a fact. It can raise my blood pressure. So I try not to eat with salt on my food. Now, there are some changes following your first stroke, but don't commit to them until several years later when you have suffered a second stroke. This goes to show that the risk for smoking cannot be ignored. Something Charmaine now realizes. Now, this young lady smoked and she had to make changes. She had to stop smoking. She had a small stroke, but she had to stop smoking. And so that's what you have to do. Now, what are the signs for the stroke? Sudden numbness or weakness in the face, arm, leg, especially on one side of your body. Sudden confusion, trouble speaking or understanding. Sudden trouble of seeing in one or both eyes. Sudden trouble walking, dizziness, loss of balance or coordination. Sudden severe headache with no known cause. So those are some of the signs of a stroke. Ladies, we have to take care of ourselves. It's very important that we take care of ourselves because we have higher complications than anybody else. And you know, our community is very important to us. We are trying to raise a better community than what we have. So we have to stay around to do that. We cannot sit at home and say, oh Lord, take care of me. We have to show him steps that we're trying to take care of ourselves so he can bless us with better health. So ladies, let's do that. We have to do that. We have to do that. So let's look at this again. We know about high blood pressure. We know that we have to eat right. We know that we have to do some physical activity. 20 minutes around the corner. 20 minutes if you have a house, walk around your house. But you have to do some physical activity and flowing. You have to. It's important that you do. It's very important that you do that. Very important that you keep yourself busy, not over busy to where you're exhausted, but busy to keep your mind alert. Now, you know, there's some supplements at the store. Ask your doctor about that prevalence, about the brain. Ask your doctor what's the best supplement. You talk to him or her about what you should take to keep yourself healthy. So, I want you to stay healthy. Keep your mind clear. Talk to the Lord and ask the Lord to help you stay healthy and beautiful. Always have self good grooming. That helps me personally. Because you know, I have a physical challenge on one side of my body. But when I get my hair done and wear my cute clothes, I was like, God made me beautiful too. So hey, and got my pearls on. I think I'm cute. I think I can go and strut my stuff. So every day, get up and make yourself beautiful. That's another thing. It's your attitude. If you have a good attitude, you're going to have a good health. So, ladies, I want you to do that. Just not in February, but every day. Have a mind of being beautiful, staying beautiful, thinking beautiful thoughts about your life, about your family. Yes, you're going to have pitfalls. Yes, some things are going to make you angry. Some things are going to make you disappointed. But remember, you can change those. Ask God upstairs to help you change those things that you don't like. But stay healthy, eat the right foods, and please abstain from a lot of alcohol. That's another thing that can help with bad health is alcohol. Please watch your alcohol intake. That's very important. But I'm going to take my first little break. I shall be back. Bye.
World Tune Radio, where the world tunes in. The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, I'm As Mama G from World Tune Radio TV. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, loved it, taught it, spanked it, and definitely prayed over it with God's help. The reason why I have this show, because God has allowed me to raise 4 different children. I've raised the super talented one, I've raised the Special Olympics one, and then God sent that challenging one. I even raised that prestigious private school one. See, Rory Graham Jr. was the first African American cadet to ever serve as chaplain at that prestigious private school, Army and Navy Academy. Unfortunately, in 2009, he passed away. So the former general asked the family to start a foundation to inspire the young men in the community at an Army Navy Academy. In the community, we do a Dress for Success, where we take the senior boys at General Murray High School and give them a white shirt and a tie for their picture day. You know, there's many ways you can help us. One way is go to your phone and go to Cash App. Cash App RG Junior JR Foundation. Any amount will help. Then you can always mail it in to P.O. Box 4306, Oceanside, California, 92052. Hey family, now you know I got everything you need to buy. I have my purses here. In fact, they so big you can put a child in them. Then I have the backpacks for the kids to take to school. Then I have the different color of hats. I got the hot pink, the pale pink, the 2 black ones for the men. It says Billy and Lacey and As Mama G. So, and then I got the t-shirts for y'all to wear. I got the cute one with my beautiful face on it. Then I have Billy and Legacy, because you know that's what you're doing. All proceeds go to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. No, they don't go to my Cadillac. I don't have a Cadillac, if you want to know. So please, donate whatever you can to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. Thank you.
This is Studio A. It features a 200 square foot soundstage and a 12 by 10 foot cyc wall. 10 programmable RGB LED lights allow you to fully customize your backdrop and create the perfect look for your production. It's used for podcasts, live streams, films, and music videos. This space is as dope as it gets. Click the link in the description below for prices and packages.
Hi, I'm Ryan with Media Makers, and this is Chris. And what we do here is make media. Not that TikTok stuff, dope stuff like this. And this. We've done everything from flyers to music videos, songs to films, commercials to tap dances. We make media basically everywhere. And what we want to do is teach you how to make media. Not just teach you how to make media, but teach you to make dope media. We offer all types of programs, and the goal is accessibility. Accessibility. We don't want your creativity to be hindered, so we invest in state-of-the-art technology to make sure that your dream gets out of your head and onto the camera. I've been teaching media for over 10 years, and I've seen the stuff that y'all make. I'm not impressed. You need my help. I've had lots of talented students come in and out of this studio, and now I want you to be our next great media maker. We're gonna flip off to something. We've got on-campus programs, after-school programs, internships, summer camps, space rentals, equipment rentals. What more do you need to make some dope stuff? Let me know and we might get it for you. As a functioning production studio, we got clients coming in and out, and you will be a part of that production process. We put you in the driver's seat. At Media Makers, you make the media. It's all student curated, baby. For more information, go to www.mediamakers.org. Follow us on Instagram at MediaMakers.org.
Instincts going low, looking bad like a bat with an eye patch. All black through the woods with a backpack and a lit match. Spark one time, get the whole city looking like a dark shade of orange when I burn it down. What it is, what it do, hope. And everybody looking at me while I got them all in my sights. Picking them off, taking them out, looking like daylight in the night. And I'm killing so many if they really wanna get involved. And everybody falling from the elevator, now I'm Bray Rice in this. It's like I'm rice and take a bite, it's nice. And I have a nice time with it. By the time that it finds the way to the right side of him, not even a Heimlich can save him. A selective finger to you imbeciles. Tell me what's been getting into you, envy will kill you. She said I'm a gentleman, I admit a lot of women set up on my ottoman. I don't give a damn like an auto with no time to kill. I've been feeling like the opposite of work, it's a work and it never been a purposeful thing to me. I just do what I love and it works for me. So I'm freaking every check, I put the money in the pushing. But it be gunning to the finish and the getting of it. But everybody know I'm working in the sea, I do it differently. So only time will give me everything that I deserve, my end.
The mission that revolves around Hoopball has more to do about the essence, right? And ultimately, what we want to provide, what we want to participate in, is a way of working, is a way of collaborating. The mission of Hoopball is ultimately creating an environment where we can foster incredible relationships and ultimately have fun, enjoy what this game brings, the joy, the passion, and the connectivity with everyone. We are a management and leadership consulting company, right, for the sports industry. So our services provide management, leadership tools to help improve and enhance the work space, the environment space, the player space, so that everyone can excel.
Hi, I'm As Mama G from World Tune Radio TV. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, loved it, taught it, spanked it, and definitely prayed over it with God's help. The reason why I have this show, because God has allowed me to raise 4 different children. I've raised the super talented one, I've raised the Special Olympics one, and then God sent that challenging one. I even raised that prestigious private school one. See, Rory Graham Jr. was the first African-American cadet to ever serve as chaplain at that prestigious private school, Army and Navy Academy. Unfortunately, in 2009, he passed away. So the former general asked the family to start a foundation to inspire the young men in the community at Army Navy Academy. In the community, we do a Dress for Success, where we take the senior boys at General Murray High School and give them a white shirt and a tie for their picture day. You know, there's many ways you can help us. One way is go to your phone and go to Cash App. Cash App RG Junior JR Foundation. Any amount will help. Then you can always mail it in to P.O. Box 4306, Oceanside, California, 92052. Hey family, now you know I got everything you need to buy. I have my purses here. In fact, they so big you can put a child in them. Then I have the backpacks for the kids to take to school. Then I have the different color of hats. I got the hot pink, the pale pink, the two black ones for the men. It says Billy and Lacey and Ask Mama G. And then I got the t-shirts for y'all to wear. I got the cute one with my beautiful face on it. Then I have Billy and Legacy, because you know that's what you're doing. All proceeds go to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. No, they don't go to my Cadillac. I don't have a Cadillac, if you want to know. So please, donate whatever you can to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. Thank you. Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, I'm back. I took a little short break, but I'm back. And you see my beautiful red hat on, because later on the show, I'm going to talk about Mama's G Mother's Day Tea with me on May 20th, Saturday, from 11 to 1. But first, I'm supposed to do my editorial right now. So I am going to talk about you young people who live with elderly folks. I have a problem. You guys think because we're retired, we have a lot of money that we can just give you, or you can just stay with us for free. It's not happening. It is not happening. Yes, you've had a hard time, but that's not our problem. You want to come stay with us, you have to entwine with our family. You want to eat our food, well, you have to be appreciative of eating with us. You want us to understand your plight? Well, understand our plight. We work for our retirement money. We worked to keep our house neat and clean. We work to own our home, and we're not loaning you any money because you got overdrawn. You have 7 accounts that got overdrawn. I am so sick of young people taking advantage of us. I'm tired, young people. If you have a problem, seek God's help. Oh, I pray all the time. I don't have to go to church to have a relationship with God. Yes, you do. In Hebrews, it says, forsake others and go to the assembly to get encouragement. I'm paraphrasing it, but it's in Hebrews. You are supposed to go to church so you can get encouragement to stay on the right path. You can't do this alone by yourself. You cannot do this life alone by yourself. And when you get down and you're homeless, if you were at a church, the church would help you. The people in the street are not going to help you. They don't have love and understanding for you. But then when you come into a home that has love and understanding, don't take advantage of it. Don't say, well, no, I don't want to go to church. Well, in my house, everybody who lives in my house will serve and praise the Lord. And that's me personally. You can't stay in my house and not give honor to God, because my house is like a sanctuary to Him. We honor Him, We thank Him for allowing us to live in a nice house that we do. So whoever breathes and eats and lives in my house, they have to go to church, or you can leave. But that's just my perspective. Young people, respect the people that you live with all the time, because one day you're going to get old and you want somebody to respect you and love you for who you are. And don't come and say, well, it's the 22nd century and things change and I need my phone. You don't need anything but air and water to survive. If the phone died tomorrow, you would still have to learn how to survive without your phone. So please, young people, please respect what goes on in your elderly homes. That's my soapbox for the day. Now let's move on to something interesting. Did you know there are black players in hockey? Do you know there was a colored league of hockey players? The Colored Hockey League of Marinas began in 1894 as an initiative of Black Baptist churches in Nova Scotia, and that must have been in Canada. The aim was to increase and retain male membership. The league consists of teams from different cities. All games were an invitational basis, with a trophy still residing in a private home in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Historically, they were the first league to allow goaltender to drop the ice to stop the puck. Ontario. Ontario, geographically large, was impossible in the early 20th century to organize an all-black league, Nova Scotia. Some of the early black players in Ontario hockey history included Hippie Galloway and Fred Kelly. Galloway played as a member of the Woodstock team, in Central Ontario Association in 1899. That's interesting. Apparently, Kelly was scouted by the Toronto St. Pats, but never officially played or contracted. But one of the first all-black teams in Ontario was the Orioles, and that team was from St. Catharines and played in Niagara District Hockey League during the 1930s. Now, the first one in America, that's very interesting. So we had black players that played hockey in Canada. And in 1948, Carthage was given a tryout with the New York Rangers and offered a contract to play in the Rangers minor league system. However, he was offered less money and he was earning in the Quebec League and turned it down. All three offers made by the Rangers organization during tryout. Now, the young man I'm talking about in America, his name was Willie O'Reilly, who was referred to as the Jackie Robinson of hockey. There's his wonderful picture there. And twice he met Robinson twice personally. In O'Reilly's own younger years as the first black player in the National Hockey League, he was called upon Boston Bruins of the NHL to replace an injured player. He made his HNL debut with the Bruins on January 18th, 1957 to 1958. The NHL season against the Montreal Canadiens, becoming the first black player in league history. OE is still heavily involved in the HNL, promoting the league's diversity program all over North America with the amateur, youth, and adult hockey players. Isn't that something? Now, we have management in the Hockey League. In July of 2022, the St. Jose Sharks hired Michael Greer as the general manager, making him the first Black African American to serve as a general manager of a team. And in April 3rd, 2001, Jay Shears made NHL history as the first Black referee to officiate a National Hockey League game. He worked his first game as a National Hockey League referee when the Philadelphia Flyers faced the visiting Florida Panthers. So we have some hockey players in the Hockey League. I just can't believe how wonderful we have touched every sport. But we don't know about that because nobody tells us that. We have to research that ourselves. We have to research our history. And I have to be honest, there's some parts of the AP history course that I don't even want to learn. I do not want to learn about our history of being queer. I don't want to understand that. Um, that's just my opinion. I want to learn how we have strived in America, but the I heard this is something I heard that one of the AP courses was Black being queer, and I was like, we have enough problems of our attitudes and our perceptions. So I learned why we think. I believe that God has made you who you are, and when you want to change that, that's disappointing. When you want to act abnormal, that's disappointing. So I want to learn about what we invented, what we broke barriers in. I want to learn that. I want to learn positive things about us because history has taught us that the society. Do you know why slavery started? Slavery started because the colonists, they were dying. The people who came over to America, the white English people, they were dying. They didn't know how to cultivate the land. So they said that's because we were over in Africa pyramids, building and harvesting our land, dry land, in the winter, in the summer. We were harvesting our land. So they took us from our motherland to cultivate America because they didn't know how to do that. They didn't know how to do that. So they took us from Africa and brought us to America because they didn't know how to harvest the land that they captured from the native Indians. So that's how slavery started. And then because of their attitude of wanting greed and being wealthy and having everything, they treated us less than human. So that's how slavery started. But I want to let you know that I want to learn positive things about our community, about our culture. That's just me, Mama G. I believe that God has made us to do things that we're supposed to do to advance our culture, our family, where we live. So if I'm wrong, let me know. My email address is askmamag dot phd at gmail.com. Tell me what you think. But some of the courses that they're offering in the Black culture. Now, if you want to learn that in college, that's fine. But elementary and high school, we don't need to know about being queer. We just don't need to know that. Let the kids develop. First, they need to know who created them first. And that will help them in their lives. If you teach them who created them and why, that would help them stay on a good path. And they won't go into the crazy arenas that they see on TV. They won't. So, but I want to say that Black history, African American history is important because we have contributed a lot to America. No doubts about it. We have contributed a lot to this country. And that's why, as I have my show, I will bring a history fact to us as much as possible. As much as possible. I'm not saying that other cultures are not important, but we have been ignored for centuries. And we need to teach our young people where and how we started. And if they know how we started and what we sacrificed for them to have a better life, they may change their attitude and not do the silly things that they do. So, now I want to talk about something important that's going to happen in a few weeks. The North County African American Women's Association is having their women's conference March 11th. And you can go online to the ncaaw.org/women's conference and register. It's going to be a wonderful conference. It's a little steep, but it's worth the ticket. It's going to be in Carlsbad at the Westin Hotel in Carlsbad, and that's a beautiful place. And the theme is Sister Soaring. So let's go. Excuse me. Let's go and learn and be together and learn how we can strive to be better sisters to each other. And then I have some exciting news. Mama G's annual Mother's Day tea, May 20th in Oceanside, California. Now we're having a Mother's Tea, and it's going to be at the Bliss and Tea and Treat Shop. Seating is limited, so get your name on the list with your donation of $50. The $50 will go to the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. As you know, we have our thing called Mentoring the Community, Building a Legacy. And what we do in the community is we teach young men how to dress for a job. Now, at Army Navy Academy, we are trying to save money to have a scholarship for a deserving African American young man to get a good education at Army Navy Academy. And I hope my producers will put up the flyer about the tea. It's very pretty. And it's $50 per person. We're going to have a raffle. We're going to have an auction. And we're going to have a fun time. So please sign up and come. And I would love to meet you. So, and then let's go into my favorite part of the show. Look at that. He finally heard it. My birthday shout outs. Now, we have some beautiful February birthdays. The last few in February. Siobhan Batiste, Kevin Dodds, Bruce Sullivan Bass, Selena Thomas, Barbara Poles, Bowen Kenneth Law, Nicole Sykes, Natasha Howe, James Moore Jr., Rachel Steele, Geneva Roddy, Lamar Mitchell, Marianne Smith, Chanel Glover, Kevin Ray, Amanda Gonzalez. That young lady does my shirts. I love her to death. She makes my Building a Legacy shirts look wonderful. And Deacon, we call him Papa Robinson. Now, I'm going to leave you with this last little fact. Who was the first African American boxer to fight on TV in 1947? Was it Joe Frazier? Was it Muhammad Ali? But guess who it was? It was Joe Louis versus Billy Conn at the Yankee Stadium. And Joe Louis won with a knockout in 1947. So we're going to make sure we have history in our show because young people need to know what's going on. Now remember, now if there's a sponsor for the tea, I'd like to read the letter that we have for our sponsors. It says, "Dear sponsor, on Saturday, May 20th, the Rory Graham Jr. is being supported in a Mother's Day Tea with Ask Mama G podcast. The purpose of the foundation is to inspire young men of the community to be progressive by giving an African American young man financial assistance at the prestigious private school Army-Navy Academy. Now the Mother's Day Tea is going to be at the Bliss and Treats at 301 Mission Avenue, Oceanside, California, from 11 to 1 p.m. And at Army and Navy Academy, Roy Jr. was the first African American cadet to serve as chaplain for 3 years. And so we are trying to have a scholarship to honor this outstanding leader at the Academy. If for Google Rory Graham Jr. and to read more. Any donation or service will be mentioned at the event and is tax deductible. Thank you for your consideration and support, the Rory Graham Jr. Foundation. This is going to be a wonderful event for mothers of the community. This event is to inspire mothers that I know things can get hard and society is making it difficult to raise handsome young men or children, period. So we want to encourage those mothers to come out and learn about the tea and the sandwiches and the strawberry shortcake and the scones. We're just going to have a wonderful fellowship time. So please, if you want to donate and buy a ticket, you go to Cash App RGJR Foundation, or you can mail your check to 4306 Oceanside, California, P.O. Box 4306, Oceanside, California, 92052. I had a senior moment for right there, right quick. I forgot the address. Oh. So again, Cash App RGJR Foundation, or the address is 4306, P.O. Box 4306, Oceanside, California, 92052. I need all donations by April 14th. So please put your name on the list. I already have 10 people already committed to coming. So we're slowly getting to our limit. You better hurry up and get your name on the list. Now remember, God loves you and so do I. I want you to have a wonderful week. I'll see you in not next week, but the week after, hopefully. And hopefully I'll post my pictures of my new kitchen. As you know, I had a flood in my kitchen and they tore walls. They tore my walls. They had holes in my walls. But now it's coming to be a beautiful kitchen. And check it out on Facebook. I'm trying to post. My staff is saying, Mama G, you got to post. So, I'm old school. I don't know how to do that well, but I'm trying. But like I said, you have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Be nice to somebody. And love everybody if you can. Have a nice week, and I'll see you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. America, America, God shed His grace on me and crown thy good will